Well, happy Monday, everybody. It's Bryan Devore with the Devore Realty Group, Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, California Properties. And it's Monday again, so it's time for the Monday market moment right before Christmas. So the last Monday market moment before Christmas is here, so we'll jump right into it. We have some fun things to talk about this week. Of course, we have the latest stats. Americans struggled with housing payments. Not so fun, but we have to talk about that. Buy a home in California for only $74,917. And finally, do you want to buy a jail? Yes, there is a jail for sale that you can buy. But first, we'll get to that later on. First, the totals right now, active listings, 1,819. That's down 176 from last week. It's unbelievable how inventory just continues to drop. It's well under 2,000 now in all of San Diego County. It's getting kind of ridiculous, actually. I don't know when it's going to start increasing. Pending sales 3,205. That's down 162 from last week. So we also saw pendings go down. And then the months of inventory went down 0.02. So we're at 0.57 months of inventory. It's right about the lowest it has, I think, ever been. Since the last week, since the last report, new actives 562. That's down 41 from last week. New pendings 523. That's down 41 as well from last week. New pendings listed within the last week 47. So 9% of the homes that were listed in the last week are already in escrow. And then new pendings listed within the last 2 weeks 331. So 63% of the homes that were listed within the last 2 weeks are already in escrow. Almost 2/3 of the homes that come on the market are selling within the first 2 weeks. New closed sales, 551, that's down 24 from last week. The median list price, we're at 759, that's up 10,000 from last week. And the median sales price, 775, that's up 15,000 from last week. Not the highest it's been. A couple of weeks ago, we had close to 800. And the average days on market is 17, up a little bit, up 2 days from last week. All right, so since last week, here's the chart that shows actives, pendings, and solds. We can see the numbers continuing to drop every week for the most part. I mean, since about a little over a month ago, the inventory is just continually dropping down. So pendings going down and solds, they started going up, but they're coming down again. Pricing, here's the charts for median list price, median sales price. You can kind of see where prices are bouncing around. As I said a few weeks ago, we did hit almost 800,000, but we're getting back up again. All right, majority of Americans are struggling with housing payments. So an article that you'll see in the Constant Contact email that this video is in, some 48%, nearly half the American population with a monthly rent or mortgage payment say they're worried about that payment during the last month. The people who are most worried about it, Gen Z, 67%. So 2/3 of Gen Z are worried about their housing costs. Millennials, 59%. That's quite a bit. Parents with kids younger than 18, 59%. Households that make less than $35,000, 57%. Understandable. Women, 57%. Renters, 57% as well. So if you're in one of these categories, you may be concerned as well. Read the article because it's some good information there. You can learn more about what the situation looks like. Okay, the best states for a tiny house. Everyone's heard of tiny houses, those little houses that are sort of mobile, you can move around. It's basically like a bedroom, bathroom, kitchen, living room, all in one building, so to speak. There are 6 key factors that were applied and ranked on a 25-point scale to determine the best overall states for tiny homes. The 6 factors were the tiny home cost, the cost of living in the area, median income, park land coverage, if you have to park it somewhere, annual average temperature, as well as tiny home legality and regulations in every state. The rankings include other factors such as average cost to buy the tiny home, cost of living index, food, health, transportation, and miscellaneous costs. All right, so let's pull up the map. Or actually, we'll do this first. Georgia, Texas, Kansas, Florida, and California were the best states to buy a tiny home. Let's look at the map. And it shows here the most expensive places to have a tiny home and also the least expensive places to have a tiny home. And you can see, as the tease in the first slide, we talked about where can you buy a home in California for $74,917. Well, it's a tiny home. That's what you'd have to buy to buy a home in California at that price. But very affordable way to go. I actually have a friend who owned a tiny home for quite a bit, and it worked out very well for her. You can obviously see in Hawaii is the most expensive to own a tiny home, $93,000. I guess maybe they don't build them there and the cost to ship it there. I don't know. But if you live in Mississippi and you have a tiny home, you're in pretty good shape. There's a lot of people in California who have cars more expensive than that. All right. Do you want to live in a jail? Do you want to buy a jail? That's a jail. And it's also a house. It's been converted to a home. It's one of the oldest buildings in Menard, Texas. It's on the market right now for $225,000. The 1,320 square foot structure once served as Menard County's jail and courthouse. The two-story limestone building, smack dab in the center of the Lone Star State, served as the courthouse and jail until the late 1880s. There's an article in the Constant Contact email. Click on it, be sure, because there's lots of cool photos. It's pretty amazing how they converted this once jail into a home that you can buy and live in and raise your family. Nowadays, it's a fabulous private residence in the center of the tiny downtown area. That's it for this week's Monday Market Moment. I hope you enjoyed some of those little nuggets of information. Lots of good articles in the Monday Market Moment, including cars forecast for next year and a bunch of stuff. So take a look. Thanks for watching. As always, have a wonderful and safe Christmas. And I look forward to seeing you next Monday on the next Monday Market Moment, which will be the last one of 2021. Have a great day.